Hey guys, welcome to the monthly to-go for Unexplained Possibilities. It is going to be for, what is it, April? Oh God. Yeah, April. The year's going fast. So, sorry to keep you waiting. So whoever, what time is it? Yeah, no, what time is it? Because who won? Who won? No one? Ha ha. Okay, ha ha. Okay. Let me think. I feel like I'm hearing earth signs. Earth signs. We're going to do some earth signs. Just kind of feeling out the decks right now. I will be using the Morgan Greer Tarot, as well as, the red, the old Rider Waite, going to talk tonight, and the Morday Jewel from Green Man Studios. My friend also made that deck. Earth signs. I keep going to the Morday Jewel, so that's where we're going. All right. What was that, Mel? Okay. Sorry, guys. Like having a little bit of a volume issue. Can y'all hear me? Okay? Is it okay? Do you want me to take my mic off? Okay.
Can you hear me? Perfect. Much better? Sorry for echo. All righty. Okay, so hey guys, Jen, Alicia, May, who else is there? Scarlett. I'm sorry, May, and Julian. You guys, thank you for joining. Sorry it is taking so long. So earth signs. All right. No, who else? Noella. Well, okay. Earth signs. What do we got going on for earth signs this month? Okay. And if you don't know if you're earth, water, fire, or air, you can, there's in the box below, it'll let you know. See. Alrighty. I'm going to start, actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull a shadow card too. What is going on with earth signs? All right. I have to count this and kills me. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm sorry, my husky. I know what you're laughing at, Mel. My husky's making a big scene outside. All right, we got some interesting energy going on. Okay, so your shadow card is kind of what might be, and the cat's are acting crazy, or what's lying, it's kind of going on underneath it all. Things that, even sometimes we're not subconsciously aware of. Maybe it's something kind of stuck in. I'm gonna put this asshole in. Hold on. Okay, come on, guys. Don't. Okay, calm down. Well, I thought that would make it better, but maybe not. Okay. So we've got the 5 of Swords, but it is in reverse. This is the Morday Jewel. Jewel de Mort. Sorry. Ghost, quit. You're making me. Ghost, quit running. Sorry, every time he runs, it makes the camera bounce. Okay. Now, Five of Swords is kind of, this card especially, it just feels like defeat. Now, it being in reverse and going on with these other cards, I feel, okay, let me explain why. We have the Six of Wands here, and it's almost this triumphant feel to this card, right? We have, it almost feels like a parade, or, you know, this queen type is walking, you know, is parading through. I swear this dog is going to kill me. Sorry. This thing has never been so jumpy. But it also over to my left. Okay. I know, right? So we have this. Okay, so what I'm kind of getting at already on this for you earth signs, I feel like there might be a situation where you're kind of already claiming victory, or or trying to make the air of claiming victory, even if something like you're trying to make like make it seem like everything's going cool, and really, you know, good and well it's not. It's, for some, you're gonna be well aware that it's not really as good as you're trying to make it out to be, but to some, they're not quite aware. We also have the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of, to me, why does he keep coming under the, he's trying to, what are you doing? He's such a brat. Okay, so this is, to me, this can be, especially in this deck, there's a lot of parading and being a little bit, I want to call it selfish, but hanging on to your belongings, right? The things that you hold dear. And I'm hearing pride for some. All right, let me get into the other cards, and I'm going to pull a few clarifiers. Oh my God, all my animals are acting retarded. Okay, I'm going to pull these down. All right, so now the other two, this is interesting. Hang on now. This could be very financial for some. We have the Eight of Swords, you know, being tied up, being caught up. Now we have the Seven of Pentacles, but it was in reverse. So let me show you how it came. All right, okay, now exactly what I'm hearing is, I'm going to turn it the way you guys, yeah, there you go. I think, yeah, y'all should try to make sure y'all see it the same way. Y'all should. I feel that some people are not handling, and I want to say not handling business, but this could be like the situation at hand, whether it be financial, whether it be, you know, family and relationship wise. It's like either some type of situation, could be something as small as, like, you know, just a little petty argument. It's like you think you're really more defeated in a situation than you realize. Like, you're projecting it that it's all okay, that you're fine, you know, no worries. Like, I'm still up on my horse, nothing's gonna knock me down. So it's like you're not handling it properly. And it makes me think, I have a nephew that is a Virgo, he's an earth sign. So, and it gets me tickled because even though he'll feel very strongly about certain things, he'll act like he's all fine. But this situation, it's like it's almost amplified a bit for your signs. Let me get a little more information. I am going to go and switch and pull out the Morgan Gruner because I just want a little more clarification. All right. Tell me about the shadow card. Why? Or the Five of Swords. Okay. So this is the Two of Cups. This could be a relationship or this could be a partnership, business partnership. Okay. So things there might have been an argument. There might have been something that has come up, right? And I feel like if you've passed it by and you think it's all over and done, you might want to make sure that that's the case because for some reason it is still kind of hanging in the background here. It is showing up. Let me see. What do we got about the Six of Wands here? Why do we have the Six of Wands? Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the Six of Wands. Is this it? Yeah, my cups are all, we have the 10 of Cups here. Interesting, because I'm getting into a lot of cups, which is, the more emotional part. That all is fine and well. And this Four of, Pentacles. Is this, I'm trying to, because it almost, is this being stingy? Is this not fair play? What is going on here? Okay, it's a cup again. Oddly, Knight of Cups. With the Knight. The Knight comes in, is always trying to save the day. Also, when you have this Knight type characteristic, sometimes, okay, I'm going to use pop culture right now. And it's almost like this moment of being slapped at an Oscars award and not realizing the person being slapped is not really taking this out on you, but there's that moment when Will Smith looks over at Jada Pinkett and she kind of gives this look like you better do something. Violence is violence, but it's like we don't understand always the underlying thing. So it could be, don't be being a bully or don't be allow yourself to be bullied. I feel like there's whatever is going on, this argument between, whether it be your lover or your partner or even business partner. It feels very petty. I do feel like it's financial or about, the things that we feel is what are worth, like for some money is not security, but it's, it's a happy home or it's a roof over your head or it's food in your belly. It's, whatever it is, it's important to you. It's like, I feel like on the other person's end, you're not seeing the whole situation, how they're feeling about it. So I would definitely make sure. Okay, this was upside down. Yeah, this one was upside down on the deck. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with this. This is the Five of Wands. Yeah, it's conflict. And I'm also hearing, to add on to this, don't be bringing other people into it, especially if it's kind of remaining between two. It's not one of the situations. I mean, like, if you're in an unsafe situation, always go get help. I'm not saying that. But also, just because you're mad, don't be going and saying, oh, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. Because I feel like that could end up biting you in the butt. What do we got here for this Eight of Swords? Why is the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles? What? There we go. Okay. For some, this really has a monetary feel, though, more than anything. We have the Six of Pentacles. And look, there's scale. We're going to like try to divide equally, right? Or, yeah. Are you being stingy? Because here, again, this Four of Pentacles, be careful not to be stingy. Even, and like this, could be with your emotions. Like if your partner is a little more emotional, right? And you're not, realize that everybody's different, right? If you're not, maybe you're not sharing enough emotions. Maybe you're being stingy with your feelings or how you feel about a situation. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be equally spread, because I feel like it can almost seem stingy if not. Also, for some, if you are more on the emotional side, don't share too much. Don't give away at all, right? It needs to stay equal. Make sure that the person, because if you're on the opposing side, because some of you will be, I feel, it's going to be kind of straight down the middle. Some of you might not really, and it's just, honestly, I feel like this is definitely one of those situations that you're not really fully aware of what's, like if you're being stingy, you're not aware of it because you feel like you've not been. But it's kind of thinking about, well, what ways could they think that I'm being selfish, right? And I feel like it's definitely, I would believe it to two things, emotions and money, right? And it could be a little bit of both. I'm going to pull one oracle here just to kind of feed into it just a bit more. And this oracle deck is the Lantern Oracle. Yeah, because other than that, it seems like everything else is going good. It's just kind of one of these small things with you guys right now that it's just like, it's honestly, like I said, it's something you're not even maybe aware of. And it's one of those things just once you kind of think back, well, if this person hasn't been talking to you or they seem off, is this the reason why? Hey, Christy. What do we got? What do we have for our Earth signs for this month? One. Is this the one? Okay. And I love this. It's a really neat oracle deck. Radical self-love. Why are you whining? That is him. Radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. The world and the people around us mirror our relationship with self. All of the ways we mistakenly seek and rely on love from others and the world is made of the need to be in harmonious breath with the unconditional love that we, in essence, are. True self is the absolute transparent connection with the pure love that spirit self is. The love to be accessed within is unlimited and something that none of us needs to ever go without or to be disconnected from. When we turn away from the unconditional love that we are and have to give and receive, it becomes suppressed energy that burns unhealthy. This is what hurts us and leaves us hungry for what is actually freely available to us in abundance. Nonetheless, what is our loving radiance gets us unnaturally buried in the darkness of our inattention, not being aware, interestingly enough. This can only have adverse effects. To deny and subdue the radiant love, generosity, and kindness of who and what we are resonates with the following quote from the Gospel of Thomas. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. I like that. Like I said, it's going to be monetary. For some of you, literally, it's almost love. It's like love, but self-love. And I also feel working on self-love. Like I said, it can be something you're not even aware of, inattention, not paying attention to all these things that are kind of pointing it out. If you don't self-love enough, then it makes it very hard to be aware of these situations, these types of things. So I hope that helps. Definitely not, I wouldn't say it's a horrible reading. It's just one of those things that pay attention to and work on and try to realize, okay, what is it that I'm not seeing that I might have hurt somebody or upset somebody, or where they're thinking that I'm being selfish with my emotions or my money or whatever it might be. Because it's really, honestly, it feels like a very simple fix. So I hope that helps. Sorry, I'm trying to pick up what next. Fire. It's tea. I'm drinking. I'm no alcoholic beverages at all today. What? So we're going to do fire. What is going on for my fire signs in the upcoming month? Or this? I'm not really talking to myself, guys. Melvin is in the background. Between Melvin, y'all not hearing it, and then of course the dog making, like, this has been fun. It usually is. I feel like a lot of, like, I want to say nervous energy, but there's something going on with fire. Like, I feel a little, almost like there's a lot of energy going on, so it's interesting. Let's see, what's going on? Well, that's not it. I'm just going to show one more time because of that. This one I'm going to start off with a right away. What? You want to say hi? Huh? You say hi? Say hi? Say hi? Hi? Now you got to like the video. It's so roll when there's a pupper. You got to like the dog. Say please. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. Whoa, here we go. We'll keep these. See, he's helping me with my cards. What's the last? Huskies are like, Huskies are like toddlers. He's been an experience. It's a good one now. Two keep coming out towards the end. Okay. Trying to make sure you guys can see it now. Shadow card. Interesting. Okay. I'll turn it around the way y'all should see it after I flip and read it. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles came in. This is your shadow. So what's kind of lies beneath? Well, let me look into the cards before I go ahead and start popping off on it, because I'm getting an idea. We have the Death card. This is the first card. It is in reverse. So actually, I may need to put on my glasses, guys. Oof. Oh, I have smudges. This is change. Obviously this is a change. Instead of, some people are better at handling the death card, or dealing with a drastic change or something that needs to be like an ending that needs to happen. This is the way that this is coming in. To me, feels like there's a little bit of resistance to it. Interesting. We have the Two of Wands also next to that. Like I really feel with this one, there's two choices with two paths. It's like this. There's a fork in the road. And it's like you're seeing, and I'm actually seeing it, like standing up, and I'm seeing dirt road and everything. It's like you're having to choose which way you're going to go, left or right. And this is, it's like, what I'm going to say is be very careful of interesting. I'm hearing, because I'm looking at these other two. One direction is going to be like you're choosing to headbutt the change that needs to take place, right? The shadow card here is this Knight of Pentacles. You're trying to be brave, but with the Pentacle, it's almost like, hey, can we make a deal? And it's interesting because these two came out. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. What I'm first getting, and I'm going to pull some extra cards just to, verify, but I feel like one is going to make you look like you have everything that you need. Everything's going to be on the outside looking in, perfect, no problems, no worries. The other one is going to be more fertile, the Empress here, right? This one is going to be more nurturing. When I think of the Empress, okay, it's like the mommy that kisses the boo-boos. Like, the death card is going to be a little difficult. It's going to hurt. We might not enjoy the change that needs to happen. But we have people, the deities that we work with. We have friends, family that can help us to get through it, right? We have something ready to nurture us, okay? And also I always think of with this Empress, I'm hearing seeding, and it's like planting new seeds and growth and fertility of new possibilities. I feel like this two-way street, this fork in the road, it's like you already see when you're bopping heads with the death card here that it's a hard choice, right? It's not one you really want to make because it's going to be difficult. It might appear like there's nothing wrong, but it's like, honestly, if you go the other route, it's going to be seeded, it's going to be fruitful, it's going to give you more than just the appearance of everything being okay, if that makes sense. Okay, let me get a little more on this shadow card. What is going on with the shadow? Why are you trying to be brave and just... Because I feel like, fire signs, that this is one of those situations where we really don't want to do, like, this is like a hard time to, to just go with the flow. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, and I keep seeing like they're like holding that pentacle. Um, and then we have the wisdom of the queen here. Like, oddly enough, it is literally an internal battle of, well, I want to make a wise decision, the queen. Yeah, then we have this knight, which is this young and kind of, they jump really quickly into, the knights are just kind of quick and like, let's go at it. It's very interesting, this kind of opposing, type people. We have the brave knight that's willing to fight for the queen, interestingly enough. But she's trying to make the wisest decision. What is with this death? I'm going to take. Okay. The Hermit. Okay, I'm hearing you definitely need to take. It's funny because the Hermit is giving more info onto the Death card. The resistance of it. I would say take some time alone. If this is like a yes or no situation, or whatever the fork is, take some time, really meditate on this before you don't do the night thing and jump to a yes or no about this situation. I really think it's good, especially if it's trying to, if you feel like you're being superly swayed to one way. Okay, it's 2 of Wands. Yeah, the 5 of Swords again. We have the 5 of Swords here underneath this 2 of Wands. I keep feeling like this is kind of saying the hard choice is going to be the right one, unfortunately. Because it's like you're literally left with picking up the pieces and looking on it, you realize what you see down the road. Right? So it does look a little, I want to say terrifying was the first word. Okay, explain the 9 of Pentacles. Well, that I didn't take. Oh, I'm sorry, Melvin's asking. No, I'm just asking I'm asking the cards, Melvin. Oh. All right, so with the 9 of Pentacles here, like I said, it's somebody trying to, for whatever reason this time, usually it is a person that's kind of got their stuff under control. Their situations are all in order, right? Everything's good and okay. But like I said, with this particular read, it felt like it was more of an air. Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. We're not I'm not bothered. But there's the page, and the more info actually pulled out 2 more cards. The Page of Pentacles and the King of Rods. But the King of Rods was in reverse. So I feel like, be careful if people, like the he said, she said, like be very careful if there's other, I feel like this is kind of, the page can be gossipy. And it's the same, it's the Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, what I'm hearing is, because I feel like the Page of Pentacles could be telling the tale wrong, right? I feel like it's kind of like the game, the game Telephone, where you start with like a rumor, and by the time it gets through all of the people in the game, you have 5 people, you start with one little secret, and then it goes down, 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 and then like by the time it gets to the last person, it is nothing how it started. If there are other people in this situation that are kind of in the background, be very careful with them. because I keep feeling like there is going to be a clearer sign of what the right choice is. And it just has them to be willing, okay, to trust yourself enough to get through it and know how to handle it. And to see it for what it is now. The Empress. Give me more info on this Empress. One more card for the Empress. I was doing 2 because the other one had 2. Trying to make it match. There we go. God dang it. Okay. All right. All right. That makes sense. We have the 5 of Cups. So it is a hard decision. The Empress card is going to be a hard decision. Now, notice and it's because he's only looking right this way. I'm trying to go back at the cups that have spilled over. But there's 2 cups. They're still full, right? 2. Now watch how interesting this is. The other card to go along with it to explain why the Empress, I would say this situation would be the better choice is because we have balance at 2 cups. You know, there's this angelic force also making sure that both cups are filled equally. One foot is placed in water while the other is firmly footed on ground, right? This is the balanced choice to make, even though you do know it's going to be hard. At the end of the day, it is going to be the one that's worthwhile. Okay, so I know I don't like those kind of situations. They always stink, but it is something that the clear choice, the best choice is there. It's just being able to accept it and go with it. Let me get it. Oracle card, same Lantern Oracle. My fire signs give us more guidance on this choice that they have made. We need to know. I hope everybody's been good today, this weekend so far. There we go. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to pull both of those. It'll make sense. It's literally outlining these 2 choices, which is very interesting. I love how the cards will do that. Okay. The first card is the unknown. The unknown. Knowing the unknown. It is natural and human to feel reluctant and fearful at the beginning of a significant change. Change confronts us with so many unknowns and such overwhelming feelings that can challenge us whenever an unfamiliar direction is taken. Golly, the direction to what? Okay, this is funny. Not funny, but you know what I mean. Challenge whatever unfamiliar direction is taken. However, to never try something new or to cease to continue when things change is to go against life's unnatural rhythm of continued growth and transformation. The Maiden's message is once you choose to keep moving, the next step will be made known to you. How funny is that? Like, it's, if you pay it, like literally, I feel like I said, paying attention is going to definitely give you all the direction you need. Numbers. The next card is literally, how weird is that? 6 right after it. And remember me saying gossip, and because I didn't even like at first like put the page way to gossip, but still just like felt like things are kind of getting distorted. Listen to this. Trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Tricksters will typically gain your trust gently and then incrementally disrespect your boundaries. Your kindness will be taken advantage of for as long as you will allow it to be, or have it to give. Sorry, tricksters excel at detecting any sense. I'm sorry, I have fawn, and what is it, nearsighted? Right? I can't see close. Or I can see close, not far away. Tricksters excel at detecting any sense of lack of inadequacy that we believe about ourselves. This includes unworthiness, loneliness, and being deficient in some way. Tricksters' false promises to feel, protect, and to love us in our inadequacies are designed to ensnare us within their influence. Once we enter into the kingdom of their lies, we remain entranced with the glamorous delusion while they sustain themselves upon our vital life force. So this is going to be very wary, because this is going to be a person, especially, like, I feel like for some of you guys, this is going to be dealing with letting a person out of your lives, to be quite honest, like to really finalize it, because this feels like that vampiric energy, like they'll just drain you, take everything that you have. This is represented by the maiden, interesting enough, which kind of reminds me of the Empress here, who is so smitten with the flower scent that she becomes insensible to the stem, entwining into the fox. So it's like, it's hard to see it for what it is with these tricksters. The maiden message here is to recognize what's going on is contrary to what you were groomed to believe is taking place. That's creepy, the grooming stance. Nurture yourself like the hermit here. Nurture yourself with the trust, courage, and passion that you gave to the trickster. As you recover from the betrayal, loss, and damage of experiencing the trickster, your life will resume. And once you are ready, thrive at rocket speed. Thrive, growth, things. It's like, guys, you know the right choice. You know the answer here. Like with this choice that's coming up, the whatever that needs to be taken from your life or removed from your life, whether it, it could be anything from, choosing to quit drinking, quit smoking, to, whatever it might be. It's like you deep down, you already know the right answer. You know what's going to make things better. But it is a hard choice. It is a hard choice, because I feel like, especially if you're dealing with a trickster, and sometimes that could be the sign of an addiction too, because, it makes us think we feel better, or this or that. Be very careful, because I feel like it's a false sense of security. Literally, there is something that needs to be removed. Just don't be afraid to remove it out of your lives. I hope that makes sense. Let's do our water signs. Morgan Greer. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Sorry, dramatic. Oh. Water. What is going on with my water signs for this month? April of 2022. What's going on? It can be a situation, most definitely. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna, like I said, probably this one is going to sting. Honestly, I feel like for those of you that, when I say sting, it's like you're knowing what it is, because it just, yeah, it stinks for real. But situations, yeah. And I feel like for some people, it's like, because they like the Oracle card even said it's a person that's been this trickster kind of surrounding this situation. And literally the word grooming, right? Which means it's something you thought was normal. It's something that you didn't even realize was an issue, right? Okay, water signs. All right. Hello, dog. Yeah, Chrissy, if you want to hear Earth, go back. It said, actually, it was the first one I did. You can go back a little bit. Whoa. Okay, shadow. Hmm. Interesting. I'm going to pull some more right now because this is already this is one of those. I mean, water signs. We are dramatic, so this one's interesting already. What I do like, it shows there's a lot of balance here, but it's also kind of like, huh? Man, there's a lot interesting on this side. I can't wait. I'm like, all right, tell me about the shadow card. Tell me about the shadow card. Okay, I'm going to take it. Shadow card here. Huh, okay. There we go. Tell me more about it. Okay. Not this one. Sorry. I know. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to just go pull all those out because this one was just very, very interesting. So the shadow card that came out, and for me, it came in reverse, is the Seven of Pentacles, right? It's time to go in a harvest all the things that you've been working hard for. It's like literally timed. I mean, what happens to, like, if we're talking about an actual garden, what happens to the vegetables or the fruit if we leave them there and don't pull, they rot, right? I mean, you have to go and reap, or reap what you actually worked hard for something, and then now is time that you go and pick the fruits of all your labor, right? But hang on. We have the Seven of Swords. And that was in, you know, normal. It was not reversed. But what that is, remember, that is the Seven of Swords. And here, I mean, this deck, the Morte de Jour, I mean, it's very sneaky. This is literally somebody coming and and grabbing your shit and running out the door with it, right? Dropping shit on the way out, because it's just, it's like they come in your house. They didn't even, it's like they knew they were going to steal, but they didn't even bring a bag, but they were just trying to get so much. They got greedy, and like, this is, and it can, and I feel like for some, I need to add this in there. For some of you guys, some of you water signs, this is going to be, it's like you're stealing from yourself, right? It's like you're kind of thieving from your own, all these different, it's your harvest that needs to be picked. It's like, yeah, hold on, sorry. The next card I got was the Temperance. Here we have the Balance. More, when it comes to not picking and going and picking all the fruits of your labor, right? I mean, and here I am hearing a song. Every season, it's time. There's a season. There's a balance in nature, in the world itself, that will always work itself out, right? So, with this Temperance card here, wherever your emotions are, and because this card, honestly, this reading, feels like there might be a little bit of confusion. So when people's minds are overwhelmed and there's so much going on, we may forget that it's time to go pick, right? We know that the fruit should be ready to go harvest and pull from the tree, or to go and bushel it up and such. But because our mind is preoccupied, or because there's so much going on around us, or there's there might be real thieves and people that are jealous that are trying to take from you. Don't allow yourself to be so distracted, right, that you don't keep balance enough to know when it is a good time to harvest. We have the King of Wands here. This is, the fire. This is fire energy. This is knowing how to remain balanced and stuff, as well as not being afraid. Because we have those that are balanced, yet they don't like to speak up. No, that's my bushel of apples, or that's you're taking from me, right? So don't lose your voice. Don't speak your truth when it comes to, especially because I feel like for most it's going to be something else, other situation, it could be work or your job, but it's like they are literally trying to keep you from harvesting everything you've worked. Don't be afraid to speak up. You got to remain balanced. So I'm like, okay, we're water signs. Don't get too emotional, but then also don't be too meek. Don't be too quiet and just allow yourself to be walked over. I'm also hearing, like my godfather would say, if you act like a doormat and allow yourself to be walked over, you're going to be treated like a doormat. Don't be a doormat. That's basically what I'm saying. Also, with the Temperance card, so like I said, I love the balance here. It's like I feel like for a lot of you, you've been working on balance. We have the Four of Wands. This is a security. This is a secure home. This is like, and I always love it. You have, like, with four, it's the Four of Wands. I always use the same one, but it's like you have to, like a stool with 3 legs is going to be a little bit wobbly, but with 4, it's nice and secure and you can sit on it without, unless the legs are different silos. But for the most part, it's going to be more secure. It's going to be there's not going to be as much wobbling, right? Wobbling is what will make us distract us from picking our harvest, right? It's like, be very careful of any kind of distractions right now. It's also, I don't know why that keeps coming up. We have the 8 of Pentacles to kind of get more into that. 8, it's 8, half of 4, 4 is half of 8. Literally so much balance. What I feel like is that for a lot of you guys, it's going to be very hard for you to want to speak up because it looks so balanced, because that you might not even realize that somebody else is running off with your things, or that you're tricking or fooling or taking from yourself because you're not speaking up, right? The 9 of Wands here, and this was in reverse. 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and in its original, like if it's an upright position, is actually literally walking and kind of parading through and enjoying a nice victory, or just a coming home after like war or turmoil or whatnot. But there is a energy of winning or surviving for some, and I don't know why. I feel like I said surviving, but for some, I feel like for some of you guys, you've really come through something very, very difficult, and you're working your way through it. So many of you guys, though, I do feel like you don't want to tip the boat, right? If we say something, maybe I'll say it wrong, and I will be misunderstood. But this right here is the one thing. Everything else it looks so balanced, it looks nice. But I feel like the main guy for you guys, for you water signs right now, is speak up or for hold your peace, right? We have the Chariot, which is the Cancer card, but it is literally, and it wasn't right side, it was right side up. And it means go for it. And what I'm feeling like is go for everything you worked so hard for. Do not allow somebody to walk off with what is yours. Literally. Speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up. This is not a situation where you need to walk on eggshells or worry about tipping the boat, because that's your fucking boat. Right? So there we go. All right, we'll pull an oracle. What do we need to know for these water signs? Yeah, and I think that, and what's very interesting with water signs, and a lot of times they can be known as emotional, or in a lot of sense they're known as emotional creatures, right? And I feel like where there's so much balance going on, literally, that it's almost unsteady. Like if you're used to being rocked in a boat, and you finally it settles and you're like, whoa, this is nice, but then you're afraid to move again because it's so awful. No, that's not. Then it becomes unbalanced again. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to know how to move with the flow of things. Give me one more word of wisdom for my water signs. Okay. Okay. 2 of them came up, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too, because so many of the readings have had that, so I feel like there's a little bit of different things that need to be heard. The first one that came up, though, and this one's quite interesting, I like it, is enough. Isn't that beautiful? You were born enough. Throughout life, we grow either towards or away from embodying our spirit self. The direction away from our spirit self is often poorly compensated with a false identity that further weakens our power, autonomy, and authenticity. I can't even speak. Even amongst apparent success, such pretenses further stifle us from within. A life constructed from self-compromise and easier will shatter from the inside out, much like a mansion built on a hollow foundation will crumble. It can be no other way. Like the featured mother, no one deliberately compromises themselves. For most, this is an inherited pattern that results in mindless reenactment of one's upbringing. Yeah, tune into the aspect of your life that does not feel right, inspiring, or true to you. The mother asks that you step up and move forward with clarity and a firm commitment to what is right for and by you. The mother's message is to know and honor your boundaries. Speaking up. Prioritize your spirit self's need for authentic representation. Let those who do not respect you as you are and on your terms fall away so that the people and opportunities that do can come in. Basically, speak up. Don't worry. Like I said, the eggshell thing, it was like, don't feel like you have to walk on eggshells, or don't not say something just to keep the boat from rocking a little bit. Because I feel like for a lot of you, there's something that you're not saying or you're holding on to that needs to, if it's another person or if it's like a boss or somebody you're dealing with, it needs to be said because it's showing up here so heavily. Because it's like there's so much balance going on around you. But if you don't take care of it, it's going to cause it's going to make you really start teetering. The next one is, hey, Grits, go lay down. They don't listen to me. The next one is distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Interestingly enough, it sounds like it's another one about how we're being raised. So let's go into this. How we experience the world changes throughout life. Such shifts in perception usually occur with an event, a person, or a place, or a new life stage that leaves us questioning something integral into what has been our understanding of the world or ourselves. Consequently, our perception and thinking shifts in irreversibly and changes how we experience our reality. The maiden's expression is calm and accepting as she observes the world without the distorted lens of the feathered tent. And the other one, remember the other one was a feathered maiden, or well, it was a mother. These cards are kind of in a mother, maiden, and crone aspect, which is very interesting. She stands firm and stands firm and in solemn awe of the wisdom revealed in her newfound worldview. All that she had been raised to believe about the world and herself no longer applies. She sees beyond how limited and false certain aspects of her perception and understanding had been. With this new perspective and clarity, it is now possible for her to grow beyond rather than blindly repeat the integrational patterns, fears, and false beliefs that one would otherwise have deterring effect on the life she should go on to live. The maiden's messages, power, beauty, and liberation happen when we do not close our eyes or retreat back to the mentality that we've outgrown. Meaning, for a lot of you guys, I feel like you already know that you need to speak up or forever hold your peace, right? To have this much balance surrounding you, you've learned something, you've been doing your work, you've been doing the shadow work, you've been trying to work on yourself, but it applies to all areas. Like saying something when somebody that needs to be said, even though you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or you don't want to rock the boat. So water signs, please speak up. it looks like it's very important in this situation because it's like literally, otherwise you're letting somebody run away with what is rightfully yours. I hope that helps. Next one. Can people hear you? No. Melvin's giving me, but he said he hears the song. What is it? Rock, rock. Interesting. Yeah. No, it is. It's so weird because that I kept seeing it. Literally, if I was to represent it, it'd be Mr. Miyagi trying to teach Daniel balance. He's like, well, yeah, oh, I remember that. It's one. I love that actual scene because it is. I mean, it's like he's getting a neat little effect here. The man that plays Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, Pat.
He is. Me and him have the same birthday, so I kind of love that. But I can see him. He's giggling, and that is. I mean, like to me, I feel like that's because he's, meaning he's Cancer, so it's got that total energy of like those situations he finds hilarious and funny. That so it was probably really him, like ha ha, But it's at the same time he is teaching a very, very important lesson, right? And I like that. But it felt like learning to be able to keep standing within your strength while that's all going on. So with my hair,
it's a really awesome scene.
It is a good scene. Air signs, and we're gonna use the more digital.
So if you guys haven't done so yet and you're enjoying, please feel free to like the stream. And if you're not liking it, well, feel free to hit dislike. Also, be sure to share it with your friends, family, or just some random Joe around the block. It helps out a lot. And we're on track to get to 500 subs, maybe by the end of May. So, tell them to sub. That's awesome. We want that. So, and thank you guys for being here. Sorry I'm yapping. I'm about to go back into the abyss now.
I love it. You sound like we have... Hello, flight to Dallas, Texas. We have a word from our our captain. So that felt like, I don't know why when you popped in, it just reminded me being on a plane where it's like, oh, okay, what does he have to say? Because they always sound like this. I don't know. It's weird. It's like they're god of the plane. Hello. Please tell me you did that live where everybody else could hear. He doesn't share the best stuff with you guys. You got to please do it. Tell him please, because it was really good. He did it well. Oh man, he just did the captain speaking type thing for me, and it was really good. Okay, what's going on there? What is going on? This is fun. Where's my shadow card? Hello, behemoth. Let me. Okay, so for my air signs, I'm gonna actually have to do like I just did. I'm gonna kind of pull a little more info before I dig into these cards. This one's interesting. Actually, everybody's cards have looked really good. It's like there's a lot of growth going on in what it seems like right now, which is good. It's like, honestly, for the most part, we really know what's the best option, what we need to do. One. Nice. There it is. Actually, it's top. Okay. So I'm going to start with the shadow card, kind of like the underlying situation going on here for you guys for air signs. We have, I mean, like there is actually, I would feel this is, I feel like really, I want to say monetary, like there are gifts, there is abundance coming in. Okay. There's abundance coming in. It's, hold on. And the card that I used to kind of go into more detail with it, it is the King of Wands, but it's in reverse. Okay. So there may be a little bit of an internal conflict going on as to realize that it's there, it's ready. The King of Wands, okay. If it's reverse, let's say the king isn't quite in his element. So I would say what I'm seeing is make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. If you're doing contracts, make sure you're paying attention, getting all the information you need, whatever might be coming ahead for you, especially if it's for some, I'm seeing like there might be some contracts being signed or like maybe buying a house, purchase of some sort, because I'm like seeing paperwork. So whatever the paperwork is, make sure that you have all the information to make sure it goes through, because I feel like otherwise it could be very why. We have the Four of Wands. Again, like it's the happy home type. It's the very balanced. For some, this could be a home purchase. Your kingdom, your castle, right? In the very back. You know, and the rabbit, the fertility, it's like breeding more and more happiness and security, financial stability. We have the Ace of Cups, you know, for some, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of both. There's going to be more of an emotional, like you're going to be at ease and at peace, you know. I love it. But you see people will say, oh, air signs don't. That's my other dog's tail wagging, literally, and hitting things. Stop being happy. I know, Ritz. Okay. But this ace, it almost feels like, I feel like this if it's a purchase of a new home, but this new balance in life, or whether she's, because the Four Wands, I feel like it could also be just a balance within your home and things as well. But this is going to be a gift of you know, like emotional well-being. Like even if you didn't, you know, because air signs do have emotions. Let's not like pretend they don't, but they just handle things differently. They might not just speak out everything they feel, but it will be an inner release. Another card that I have here is the Hanged card, Hangman. I like this one. Now, if you look, he is literally, he's still got, like, look at the crown of light still on him as he's dangling there. I feel with the way his hands, and I'm not really on this one at this point. It might be there's a little bit of a struggle trying to get free from this noose around his leg, right? But the wisdom is there. The answer, the way to get out of the situation is there, right? Because the card that kind of goes into it more is the Ten of Cups, but it is in reverse, right? But what I have to say is, okay, is it in reverse because he's upside down? I'm sorry, but this is how my mind works. So, you know what I mean? I feel like this is a perception thing. How you're seeing certain. I'm sorry, I'm listening to kind of what I feel. All right, air signs. What I want to say is watch out for the things and the, you know, especially if you're worried about how people or how others perceive you. Or when I watch out for how you perception of others. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everybody is going to make a mistake, right? Because if you're worried about somebody catching you all hung up, even though they might not realize that you have the answers right there already drawn into you in your knowledge, and you're blessed with that wisdom of how to get out of that entanglement, right? Your perception of how others see you may actually kind of cause an imbalance of your own happiness, okay? Here we go. The Fool card. And I love it because this was literally more of this gestury. Then it's also kind of like, I don't know, this looked like horns to me, right? Air signs are known to be more wise. They have a lot of wisdom, right? And I feel like right next to this Hangman, it's almost a fear. I pity the fool. Like, sorry. But like, you don't want to be represented or seen as an idiot, a fool. Oh man, I can't believe somebody caught me all tangled up in that tree. Like, I knew I had to make a stupid mistake. I knew I made a stupid mistake, but everybody gonna be catching me doing it. No, like sometimes it doesn't fucking matter what people think, right? This is your story. This is your life. Nobody else tangled up in that tree with you. So, you know, until they're tangled up in there, because everybody gonna get tangled up sometime. See how well they're handling it. This is kind of to like the world like puts everything on the internet, right? Like Will Smith's been a pretty good dude up until, right? Everybody is, and I feel like there's two sides to everything. And I feel like air signs are being a little bit hard on themselves. I think that they're actually being more judgmental to themselves at this point than others are being about them. I feel like a lot of you guys have felt like you've been like people are trying to call you out or something, and it's not even that. I feel like this is your inner self calling out, and it's like this behavior of how others perceive you, and that's all that you really need to work on. The King of Pentacles, and it was in, and yeah. Oh, hello, Jenny. We This is the King of Pentacles here. He's over the Fool, meaning I feel like even though y'all see you might see a jokester, you might see this gesture, this, oh, look at this dummy fixing to, step into the unknown. But he's got the King of Pentacles at his back. There's a wisdom. There's a reason the Fool is having to take a new journey. There's a new step, a new journey to be had. And look, it begins with a gift. And who can give him the gift? Yeah, I feel like there's, once you are not afraid to play to how others perceive you, once you're accepting of being the Fool, right? Then your gifts will come in. I feel like it's the only person you really need to admit it to, I feel like, is I want to add is yourself. right? Because you don't have to sit there and make a public speech about being, yeah, okay, I got tangled up in this tree, whatever. Admit it to yourself and pay attention to how next time to not. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be out loud. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, finishing up shadow work going on with all these readings tonight, which is very interesting, which is a good thing, because I feel like this is a time we all are needing it. You know, for the water signs, it's learning to speak up more, and you know, it's been very, very interesting. Here we go. How am I supposed to keep a straight face, Velvet? Okay. Let me tell you why I'm laughing. I'm not just giggling. Y'all don't understand what it's like to have Melvin in your ear, like he's your guiding your conscience. Like you would be a very weird spirit guide to have, Melvin, like that voice in your head. He's literally going, when I was the king of Pentacles over the Fool, right? The gift that the king has for the Fool. He said he couldn't help but think of the mighty pythons, and the gift that was given is all I'll say. And he did. Yeah, don't reject the mighty royal doodle. I wish y'all could hear him. This is not fair. He literally just said it goes, "Brah." Get through this for these guys. Let's see what more guidance they have for them right now. This air signs. Well, there we go. Oh, God. Okay, so the first one is circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. I love that. That's a pretty card too. Our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and relationship patterns are potentially detrimentally circular when they remain unconscious. Without acknowledging that we do not know what we are doing or how to get different results, it seems as though the same disappointments, ruts, and detours keep happening to us. This is because we do not realize our subconscious part in these unwanted reoccurrences. Not that we have the power to exit the unmerry-go-round. Interesting, like being hung upside down. If we do nothing different, nothing ever happens. The crone's message is, you are your white horse, ever equipped to venture forward. That beautiful golden light that he still had, that wisdom around him, and that in that hangman card it's like you have the answers right there. But are you going to keep trying the same way to get out of the binds? Okay. Lantern. This is interesting. A lantern. Now think of that card I just mentioned. Unconsciousness is light. The crone has completed the circle of phases and perceptives pertaining to feminine consciousness, maiden, mother, guardian, and crone. The lanterns hanging from the featured crone's wrists illuminate her world with the clarity of having integrated her spirit self with herself. She has successfully released all of the illusionary filters that had created limiting effects on her mind and fed the unhelpful aspects of the ego. The white light of love that the crone is can now reach all that is within her periphery. periphery, without judgment or expectation. She is now capable of objectively observing all with compassionate consideration and calm composure. Literally, we have this, okay. So now that she can see and see clearly all the options, she can understand, it's like giving her an emotional understanding of this, like I said, this Ace of Cups coming in under the Four of Wands. It's like all of the different aspects can equal our happiness or what makes us feel comfortable. The Crone has shown up to remind you that whenever you feel challenged in life, stop whatever you are doing, literally allow yourself to hang, right? So all the blood can go to your head. No. Each obstacle moment of overwhelm and hardship offers necessary and valuable lessons to evolve us beyond being a match to it. Any perceived mistake, wrong turn, or regret plays a part in your pathway to insight and liberation. Please be assured that each currently perceived negative is a presently unlit lantern and therefore opportunity to see clearer. Literally, it's one of the, like I said, don't allow the perception of the things around you or of others, because it's all it is. Every time that we get tangled up in this hangman's moment, it's a lesson to be learned. I don't give a what other people think about my lesson, because everybody's gonna be learning their own lessons. I mind what I'm doing. It's kind of one of those things that it's trying to show us. The Crone's message: awareness expands as we clear the darkness with light. Clarity transforms our perception into lanterns of insight that can illuminate a way for others too. On it, and it's one of those things that, from how we handle that moment, that hangman, the difficulty of getting unbound, I feel like it can be very, very, it'd be something where others learn a lot from. Like, sometimes our bad moments are ways to teach others how to both handle those moments of their own, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps. All right, so we've gotten through all of our signs, right? Melvin. Okay, making sure. No, I thought so. Did you want to do a couple, like 3 or so readings, like a couple cards? Okay, we can do 3. And I guess like pick a number, and I'm gonna write one down and just and I'll show you it. Or no, okay, yeah. No, you figure out how. I'm not good at. No.
Okay, so you guys will just do it this way. Pick a number between 1 and 50. You can only choose one number. And if someone else chooses your number, well, you got to pick another one. And whoever guesses closest to the number that is in my head will get a reading. So you will have, I'll give you 1 minute starting now. That iced tea must be awfully delicious.
It is good. Sweet.
Why did you whisper that? That was kind of creepy. It was good. It was sweet.
I don't know. My dogs are sweet.
Are we doing some ASMR now? Okay, people. This is what I want you to do. I want you to relax. Listen to my voice. Pretend like you're on a cloud. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy everything. They can hear me, by the way, so don't worry.
I just wish that everybody could hear you sometimes, because it's hilarious and it would be its own sitcom. He's trying to do ASMR.
Oh no, they heard that. Don't worry. They heard that one.
They heard you that time?
Yeah, I was unmuted, so that's amazing. You start doing the personal readings and all of a sudden people just showed up out of nowhere. It's like you put out a beacon. What's going on here? The signal! Arise!
The Batman.
Okay. Actually, there is a winner. Someone got it right on the nose, and that
Really?
is Maeve. It was number 44.
Go get you some lottery tickets.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. What question do you have, Maeve?
all right, back into the abyss I go.
I don't know why I grabbed the more joy for you. Just. Yeah, I might wait for you. Okay, yeah, we're just trying to figure out which question. All right. Yep. Sort of. We'll just kind of. Okay, fine. Interesting. Hey, Morningstar. Okay. All right. I'm going to go with what I'm feeling on this. Situation. Okay. The situation is I do have the Nine of Swords here, right? There is something. It's like keeping up at night. I wouldn't even say nightmares or anything at this point. This can be so much thought that it's hard to sleep. I feel like also if it's, I wouldn't say nightmares per se. There is I'll get to that in a second, but there is a little bit of a magical influence in this. So I don't know, like there could be somebody kind of dipping into your turf while you sleep, you know what I mean? Like astrally or something like that, or it feels like it. But it is. It's like a cloud of confusion, right? But I would also say that her body language is saying that it's not a comfortable feeling. This is a situation. There's something going on. We're having a hard time. Like I would say, it's like a hard time getting to sleep or staying asleep, whatever. Like that is this is disruptive of or like you're, even if you feel like you're sleeping well, you might be waking up where you're still exhausted, type situation, if that makes sense. Situation solution is there's the High Priestess, and I love this card. It's a beautiful High Priestess card. Now, she can work magic, absolutely. But there's also the wisdom and her intuition that she needs, like, whatever is causing this, I would say, you know, she's sitting under the light, the moon, right? Trust the intuition that you keep getting. I would say also protect yourself if that's feeling the need. The more you need to know on this is the Lovers card, but it is in reverse. So I feel like I would want to say this could be coming from an ex, and it being upside down, and it's the card of Gemini. So what I want to say is the more you, like, so be careful, because I feel like this could be a person that has two different personalities. And it could have, like I said, it could be a lover, or it could have been somebody, but this is somebody that you're very, even if you're not in a love relationship with them, it is personal enough to where it I don't want to say intimate, because we're not talking, it doesn't even necessarily mean sex, but there is a underlying closeness with this person. So whatever the situation is, I feel like the main thing you need to know is to trust your gut. The shadow card. I'm going to pull one more on that. I'm just going to pull. Okay, so I wanted to make sure, because I was wanting to see if this is your, okay, so the underlying thing there is, like, I feel like, okay, so I do feel like your intuition, you kind of know where this energy is coming from or whatnot. We have this is the Queen of Cups, right? So this is very, and then of course we have the 9 of Pentacles here. I feel like this is going to come from a person, it doesn't have to be male or female, but they're going to have more of a feminine, the way they handle their emotions. We have the Queen, right? So because we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is still wise, right? They try to use their emotions wisely. But it also is, be careful that this person may be keeping up with appearances too, because here we have that 9 of Pentacles, and it's kind of like already seeing that in this, and I just kind of want to hang on to that, where we we look like we have it all together, right? This Queen looks like she has it all emotionally together, but is it just her appearance, or does she trick other people into believing that she has it? So just be careful for whoever this person might be. Just kind of watch out. At the end of the day, trust your intuition, because I feel like you're already on point with it. So there you go. Okay. Okay. Why are you making fun? This one?
Yeah, and it was in reverse. Yeah, put it in reverse. Now, I normally don't do this, but first of all, that's a beautiful card. But doesn't it look like they're falling in reverse? It looks like they're falling. And it's almost like, I'm not going to let you go. Like, it's almost like a stalker situation. And it's, I'm not going to let you go. If I go down, you're coming with me. And I would be cautious of that, because I think it's someone who can't get over whatever. Well, and they're not going to let you go.
Yeah, that's why I kind of went to the X. And I was like, ew. And and it's funny because like, well, I can understand why that you wouldn't. I don't want to say what my situation. So like, if it's about a relationship, just I would say trust your gut, because it's you, like the priestess energy is. Hold on, sorry, sorry, I had to fix my phone here. But no, I feel like you've already got this high priestess mode within yourself, and now's the time to trust it. If that helps. All right, so next one.
Okay.
Ask that and be prepared. Question if you're feeling lucky.
All right, so I'm thinking of a new number between 1 and 50, and whoever gets it or comes closest to it will get your chance for a reading. And I will give you 1 minute to start now. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great night, and thank you for joining us. I know you guys could be off doing something else, so it's cool that you're hanging out with us, listening to Bonnie do her thing, and, you know, listening to me from time to time and try to break her. Well, you can't hear me trying to break her, but, you know, that's what goes on.
I wish they could. Monty Python King Speak. That one was fun. I wasn't quite for it, and you took me off guard.
Well, I'm sorry, but it was the gift thing that just, I couldn't help it.
You're cruel.
I'm not cruel.
And the first thing he says before he starts talking about the dildo, he's like, "Oh, don't laugh. Don't make a face." I'm like,
well, you know, that's the setup, of course.
then you make a sound.
You have to have effects, you know. I'm an entertainer first, everything else second.
Yes.
Okay, so the person who got it is, I want to hear Bonnie channel Michael Jackson and Elvis. I'm sorry, that's something Doll said. You're on the wrong channel for that. Oh dear. Thank you very much. The one who got it is Christy. She said 46, and the number was 40. So, Christy, you are up. And again, I will go back into the abyss.
Yeah, give me your question, Christy. We need to put out like a warning that when I am smiling, like I've lost my mind, that I'm probably fucking with her right now. Like I just want to throw that in because I don't like. You make me. Y'all don't understand. Melvin will make me look like I'm just stupid. She's laughing at me. Yeah. Y'all are you kill me with that. I'm like, you were trying to make me look legit loony. like there's too many people that believe that anyway. Like, let's not give them like ammunition. Okay. Drain. Let's see what's going on. There we go. I'm so Okay, so what I'm seeing, Christy, here is we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, right? Someone that appears to have it all, but because it's in reverse, I feel like you're seeing whatever. I feel like there's this whatever male figure might have been in the dream. For whatever reason, he showed up. There's a distorted view because he's upside down. Like you're not seeing him clearly. I feel like this person could actually be. We have the Five of Swords. Somebody that could be being a bit sneaky or. Hold on. Okay. Like first of all, pay attention to the people around you that were around you in your dreams. You may be seeing it a little bit mixed up, but there is like this sneaky undertone, like somebody trying to pull one over on you or sneak away. It's the Five of Swords here, so it's like picking up aftermath after battle, but also like if you see everybody else has their backs turned. Also, though, I kind of want to throw in, are you the only one that is picking up the mess in this dream? Like if there is like I feel like if this dream kind of had this chaotic type feeling surrounding it, like all kinds of weirdness, be careful and pay attention to those around you in the dream. There's also two. We have the Two of Wands here is going to be like choice. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune has also come up in the shadow part of this. I do feel like this is like what I'm feeling here is that it's something you've already dealt with. This is karmic. I do feel like I would say go back to the past 2 weeks and anything that you've dealt with others in your life, friends, family, whatever. Pay attention to those people because I feel like it has impacted you enough to where it's like it's a lesson that you kind of that you've learned from, but it is still kind of haunting you. You feel like you're still picking up the pieces. I feel like whatever the situation is, it's already happened. And I mean, that's like literally what I'm hearing. Like it's already happened. This is something karmic that you dealt with and it's over and gone. Now is the time to just kind of move on from it. There's no pieces to pick up because you already did, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of coming at you in a weird way in your dreams. Sometimes it does that. I mean, I've had some dreams that it's like, I'm like, okay, one of my dreams, I've hidden behind an elephant's foot, like his leg. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, yeah, it was his front foot too. And I'm like peeking out behind it because I was safe under this elephant's foot. So like our dreams can be really strange sometimes. But, if you look into dream symbology and stuff, the elephant is wisdom. It is, because like for me at that time, it's like instead of dealing straight going into emotion because I'm a water sign, like learning to handle things with wisdom and power. Even though the elephant is actually an emotional creature, it's like one of the only animals that actually will mourn the other elephant's death. So that's there's a lot you can learn from your dreams, but you just have to realize it does from what the cards are telling me, I feel like it's something you've already dealt with. The way I was getting the impression from it, something you've dealt with. It was karmic. And the reason it's still distorted and looks upside down is just because it's that dream perception of it. Because you're in the middle of it. It's like you're standing up, feeling like you're holding the pieces. So I hope that helps. One more, and we'll call it an evening. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that one, the King of Pentacles, was there's a lot of earthy. So trees and snakes. Yeah. I feel like it definitely makes you feel kind of wobbly. So just kind of just know that you've already dealt with what was lying beneath the dream. Try not, I would say do some meditation to kind of get through it, because sometimes, especially if it's still kind of eating at us, that'll play, which sucks, but because I've been there.
All right, so last one, and we're going to change it up. And also, before I forget, so Bonnie, you had a dream you were behind an elephant's foot, or rather its leg, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So does that mean you only have a leg's worth of wisdom, since you weren't behind the entire elephant? So that means you still have growth to do, young lady.
No, there was no, like, let me tell you, it wasn't even a circus, it was a carnival. All these carnies were chasing me and trying to chase me and get me into this tent. And I didn't want to go in that tent. There was no way. Like, the tent didn't feel safe. Like, and I'm like, the elephant, my hero! And I ran and hid under this fucking elephant, and he wouldn't let them touch me.
We're not doing numbers for this one, guy. So, you're already jumping. You're jumping ahead of the train. Darn it. No. For this one, very simple, very easy. Whoever's the fastest typer gets it, and that is, what is my zodiac sign?
I want to give them hands.
It's no need to give a hint. It's literally in my nickname.
Okay.
Like, okay, Leash got it.
All right, Leash. What question do you have? I'm one of those that sometimes I'm not that, like, somebody's like, Bonnie is a Taurus, Crimson Taurus. I'm like, oh, I should know.
Like, seriously, I don't get it. I say it all the time. Hello, welcome to Unexplained Possibilities. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus. I mean,
but like,
you just don't listen to me. Just admit it. You don't listen to me.
I do. That's the thing. But it's like, after I've heard it, it's a weird. Yeah.
No, you don't listen to me. That's what it boils down to.
I have 3 boys, Melvin. You learn to tune out some things.
I see how it goes. It's all right.
No, because I have 3 boys, what's funny is people that they're like, how, like, especially when they're like wrestling and making all kinds of noises, like, how are you ignoring it? I'm like, like, it's like, come on. Yeah, it's funny because you can tell those that are not used to it. So no, you're opening. I don't pay attention to it as much anymore. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad listener, all right?
Yeah, I know you are. Don't worry. You and Jurian's he's a bad listener. You didn't know what it was. So, Jurian, you could fall off a cliff too. So but anyway, Leash got it. So it's her time to shine.
Have a Leash. I thought I did. Do you have any questions? I don't know. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Leash. I do show now. It is in reverse. It is in reverse, but we do have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, 7 of Wands. There is argument. It feels like, I'm going to be honest. When I first saw this, I felt like it was family or people very close, maybe even you would consider family, bickering. And it is in reverse. So what I'm feeling is, because I have to, yeah, we have the Ace of Swords, but it is in reverse as well. Okay, so I feel like this is, you know, with the swords there, it's that kind of like that knowledge, wisdom, learning. I'm going to keep going with the family or somebody very close to you. And there's going to, like, pay attention to any turmoil that's been happening. You know, it can have been in the recent past, but I do feel like, oh, because the only reason I'm telling you this, Leash, is because it's for your own good. I'm trying to help you make good decisions. Be careful for somebody that's trying to tell you how to choose to make decisions in your own situation, your own life. Especially when they're kind of, even though they might be family or close, they're still not paying your bills. Right. Just be careful of people that kind of come at you combative. Wheel of Fortune. Again, this is karmic cycle, right? It's one of those things. That's why I said family too. When this popped out, it really felt more family and felt like cycles repeating themselves, right? You need to knock somebody off and break the pattern, break that cycle, right? Keep it from happening, because, like, again, here we go, the 7 of Swords. Somebody is trying to sneak off, you know, with you. It's like they're sneaking away. They're taking away your happiness by repeating this. The Page of Swords comes in reverse. Now, I'm also going to take this. This is almost like the sword that they've given. But I see the page here is almost somebody scared, is afraid to speak up and to say what they feel too. It's like, no, I see that, like, honestly, especially if it's toxic behavior, especially within families or friendships or whatever, make sure you make a boundary. This sword, you don't have to literally cut somebody, but you can put a line in the ground, right? You can clearly make a line, a boundary. Do not cross this again, or I'll stab, or I'll poke you. You know, no, don't stab nobody for real, God. But what I'm saying is, just don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to put your boundaries and mark them out there. Be willing to call out toxic family cycles or family, you know, even if it's friends, call it out for what it is. Speak up. Stand your ground. Don't allow. Are you an air sign? Because this is kind of reminds me of that whole reading too. Like, be very, speak up for, or water. It could be like, but I do feel like you do need to speak up on whatever the situation is at hand, because I feel like otherwise it's going to keep happening, unfortunately, because it's, you know, that Wheel of Fortune, that karmic thing going on. If you don't handle it, it will keep on repeating itself. Hope that helps. And you can. Okay. Yeah, it just felt very airy. So just speak what you need. Don't be afraid to kind of share your emotions. And I wouldn't say share it, but like, if you need to call out toxic behavior, call it out. I feel like it's almost one of those things where you don't want to upset anybody. It's kind of has, like I said, that water reading also kind of had that where you don't want to shake the boat, but sometimes people need to hear what needs to be, what you need to say. Like, it needs to be heard. And I feel like this is one of the situations it truly does need to be heard, because I feel like everybody's trying to tell you what's best for your life, yet they haven't walked in your shoes. So stand up for yourself. Thanks, Jen. Okay, guys. You want to end it for me? You know I'm always bad at this. I don't even listen to you. You think I can keep up with this? I don't like opening and ending. I feel weird.
Yeah, well, come on.
But I want to smash that like button because I need to. Because you're awesome. I love your stuff.
That's not how you end it.
To those of you that have not listened to his review on The Last Frontier Medium's book, if you haven't listened to it, you truly need to. I mean, he was fair. But goddamn. I've never heard Melvin be so harsh and honest, and like it was I think it was a rough one for you, right?
Well, it was something. We will say that.
Buy you her next book. How about that? I'm not. But...
No, you see, I'm not. Like, okay, so to make it clear real quick, I actually have not given her money directly. The first book...
I didn't pay for the book.
Yeah, the first book, it was a gift, and I actually want to pay that person back. The second book, the money went to charity. So the third book, if there is one or whatever, and someone wants me to review it, well, I'm not purchasing it. Someone has to, either the money's going to go to charity, or someone will purchase it for me.
This person tells like in a number. Okay, well, I'm not even going to go over.
Yeah, but that's not for tonight. All right, mm-hmm. Darn it, Bonnie, we're supposed to be closing out, not bringing up. No, so. Anyway, you guys, what Bonnie was supposed to say was check out Curtis Joseph's channel. Recently, on yesterday, they spoke about chaos magic and things associated with chaos, which is quite interesting, and definitely you need to check it out. And they did a Ouija board session afterwards, which Curtis may have slipped up and made a deal with something.
Yeah.
And be sure, of course, if you haven't done so yet, to like and subscribe to Unexplained Possibilities. And coming up next week, Bonnie will be back with me and Anna Menora for a type of yapping at midnight. And I'm also hoping to have my new hoodie by then. So that should be a lot of fun. And then after that, the following week, on that Monday the 18th, it's ladies' night. So Niema will have hosting duties, and so far we have confirmed, of course Niema, but also Kayla, I can't pronounce her last name, Brooke Helsing, and Angie K. Yes, Unexplained Possibilities' very own Angie K. will be there for ladies' night. So that one's on the 18th. Bonnie and Anima is the 14th.
Sounds good.
So thank you guys for joining. Hope you all enjoyed Bonnie's monthly tarot, and we will be seeing you next time. Bye, everybody.